Gene Hackman was more than just a Hollywood legend. His name, etched in the annals of cinematic history, was synonymous with powerhouse performances in gritty crime dramas and intense thrillers. Over decades, he had captivated millions and earned 2 Academy Awards for roles that showcased raw talent and a commanding presence on screen. Yet, as the years passed, Gene stepped away from the limelight. Eschewing red carpets and flashing cameras, he sought solace in a quiet, secluded life with his wife, Betsy. But what happened behind those closed doors would soon ignite one of Hollywood's most baffling mysteries and leave the world gasping for answers. What should have been a sanctuary of peace turned into a scene straight out of a mystery novel. A routine checkup by the couple's caretaker quickly spiraled into chaos. Approaching the residence one fateful day, the caretaker was immediately struck by an eerie silence. The front door stood wide open, a detail that belied the home's usual secure and well-maintained state. Unable to ignore a growing sense of dread, he reached for his phone and dialed 911. His call was erratic, punctuated by confusion and panic. Initially, he reported finding a person inside the house, then corrected himself, saying he had discovered 2. How could he be so sure without having fully stepped inside? According to his account, he caught a glimpse of Betsy through a window, her body lying lifeless on the floor of the bathroom, while Gene was found in the mudroom. The stark difference in the locations of their bodies, along with the contradictory details in his statement, immediately set off alarm bells. Was his memory failing him in the moment of shock, or was he withholding critical information? The unanswered questions only deepened as the 911 call played out in fragments, each word hinting at a secret far more sinister than a simple accident. When investigators arrived at the scene, they were confronted with a tableau of unsettling clues. The couple's once elegant home had transformed overnight into a chilling crime scene. Gene was discovered collapsed in the mudroom, as if he had simply fallen and been unable to recover. In a nearby bathroom, Betsy lay surrounded by a scattering of pills with a portable heater ominously positioned nearby. But the mystery didn't stop there. One of their beloved dogs was found dead, locked inside a closet in a kennel. How could a loyal pet be hidden away in such a manner? Was it an attempt to shield the animal from something, or did its placement have a far darker purpose? The initial theory among first responders was that the couple had fallen victim to carbon monoxide poisoning, a silent killer known to claim lives during cold winter months. It seemed plausible. No forced entry, no visible signs of a struggle, and a home that appeared undisturbed at first glance. But as experts delved into the investigation, the theory began to crumble. Detailed inspections revealed no gas leaks, no malfunctioning heaters, and no trace of carbon monoxide buildup. Every appliance, vent, and pipe was checked. The gas company even conducted its own inquiry, only confirmed that nothing was amiss on that front. So, if not poisoning, what force had orchestrated this baffling tragedy? One of the most perplexing aspects of this case was the timeline. For reasons still unclear, authorities later determined that Gene and Betsy had likely been dead for nearly 2 weeks before their bodies were discovered. In that time, signs of mummification had already begun, a haunting detail that only intensified the mystery. An estate worth an estimated $80 million, a life of luxury and seclusion, and yet not a single call of concern had been made by family, friends, or even routine maintenance workers. How could such a prominent couple simply vanish from public notice without anyone checking in? The unanswered questions about the timeline fueled rampant speculation. Had the couple deliberately isolated themselves from the world, or was there a network of silence, a cover-up perhaps, keeping their fate hidden until it was too late? The eerie neglect of their property, combined with the caretaker's baffling 911 call, suggested that there was much more to the story than met the eye. The contradictions in the evidence were as stunning as they were unsettling. The caretaker claimed the house was locked, yet the front door was wide open. He described seeing Betsy through a window, but her body was found in the bathroom, not near any window. Gene was discovered in the mudroom, isolated from the rest of the house, raising the question, how did the caretaker know he was there if he never entered the home? And what of the scattered pills and the portable heater near Betsy's body? Were they clues to a desperate act or deliberate evidence planted to mislead investigators? Each of these questions begs a viewer to wonder, Was this a tragic accident compounded by natural causes, or did a series of calculated actions lead to the demise of a Hollywood icon? And most shockingly, could someone have tampered with the scene before authorities even arrived? As the investigation deepened, several theories emerged to explain the mysterious circumstances. One possibility is that Gene Hackman, despite his legendary strength and resilience, might have suffered a sudden and fatal medical emergency, perhaps a stroke or a heart attack, causing him to collapse in the mudroom. If Betsy discovered him in such a vulnerable state, could the shock have been too much to bear? The scattered pills around her might suggest that she, overwhelmed with despair or confusion, attempted to administer medication or even ended her own life. However, if this were merely a tragic accident, why would their bodies be found in such separate locations within the home? Another theory speculates that a domestic argument may have escalated into a violent confrontation. Imagine a situation where a trivial dispute spirals out of control. Gene stumbles, hits his head fatally, and in the ensuing chaos, Betsy, stricken with guilt or shock, ingests a fatal overdose of pills. This theory might explain the scattered pills and the disjointed placement of the bodies. Yet, it leaves the placement of the dog in a locked closet unexplained. Was the animal simply caught in the crossfire, or was its presence deliberately concealed? With an estate of nearly $80 million at stake, the question of potential foul play looms large. Some have suggested that the couple's seclusion and isolation were not entirely by choice. Could there have been a trusted individual, or even a group, with a hidden motive who actively ensured that no one noticed their prolonged absence? The caretaker's cryptic call, the open front door, and the untouched state of the mansion all hint at a possible cover-up. Was someone waiting in the shadows to benefit from their demise, orchestrating the scene to look like a tragic accident when, in reality, it was far more deliberate? Perhaps the simplest explanation is the accidental overdose theory. Betsy might have taken an incorrect dosage of her medication, either by accident or in a desperate attempt to help Gene, only to inadvertently end her own life. In this scenario, Gene's collapse in the mudroom could have been a result of a simultaneous, fatal medical episode. Still, this theory struggles to explain the inconsistent details, the unlocked dog and closet, and the caretaker's contradictory account. Each of these theories is fraught with contradictions. Every piece of evidence, from the scattered pills to the open door, from the isolated bodies in different rooms to the silent, untouched home, adds layers of complexity to a case that defies simple explanation. In a story that already seems ripped from the pages of a Hollywood thriller, one of the most astonishing elements is the silence of those closest to Gene Hackman. Despite his towering legacy and the massive fortune he had built over the years, only one of his 3 children has publicly commented on the tragedy. The others remain curiously silent, their lack of public grief or calls for investigation only fueling further speculation. Was there a long-standing estrangement, or had circumstances led to a deliberate isolation from family ties? This silence raises uncomfortable questions. How could a man whose very name was once synonymous with Hollywood greatness be allowed to die alone, virtually forgotten by those who should have been his most ardent protectors? The condition of the Hackman home adds another perplexing chapter to this mystery. For a residence worth millions, one would expect regular checks by maintenance workers, security patrols, and perhaps even neighbors aware of any unusual occurrences. Yet, for nearly 2 weeks, the house remained undisturbed. The front door, inexplicably left open, became the first glaring anomaly. Routine upkeep should have raised red flags. A missing caretaker visit or an unusual odor could have alerted someone that something was terribly wrong. Why did no one notice? Was it a case of deliberate isolation by the couple, or was there a deeper, more systemic neglect in the way their estate was managed? The silence of the maintenance crew and the subsequent delay in noticing the tragedy only intensifies the speculation of an active cover-up. Could it be that the very people entrusted with their care were complicit in keeping the truth hidden? Now, here's where the story takes a turn that will shock you. Insiders suggest there might be evidence that the FBI uncovered a startling secret just days before the case went cold. Rumors swirl around a series of clandestine phone records and mysterious visitor logs at the Hackman mansion. Could these be linked to someone with a hidden motive? A person who might have been waiting patiently in the wings to inherit or manipulate the vast fortune left behind. Imagine a house filled with wealth isolation so complete that no one even noticed for weeks, and then an investigation that points to discrepancies too bizarre to ignore. Was there a secret accomplice? An unknown individual with access to the mansion who may have tampered with the crime scene to disguise their involvement? These tantalizing possibilities have not only set the internet abuzz, but have also led to a frenzy of speculation among true crime enthusiasts and Hollywood gossip forums alike. What if the true story behind Gene and Betsy Hackman's deaths has been hidden in plain sight? What if every clue, from the scattered pills and the unlocked front door to the locked-away dog, was intentionally staged to create a narrative that deflects from a far more calculated and chilling truth? These questions, paired with the FBI's whisper hints of uncovering something explosive, have the potential to rewrite what we know about this high-profile case. As the evidence points in every direction but one, the truth remains shrouded in mystery. Was Gene Hackman's death the tragic culmination of a sudden medical emergency compounded by isolation and grief? Or did a heated dispute, or even deliberate foul play, set off a chain of events that ended in this unsolvable tragedy? Could be that a secret network, hiding behind layers of silence and neglect, manipulated the very scene of their demise? Every detail leads to more questions. The caretaker's contradictory account, the timeline suggesting weeks of unnoticed death, the mysterious placement of bodies in different rooms, and the inexplicable condition of the home all invite more speculation. The theories range from the seemingly mundane, a tragic accident or an accidental overdose, to the utterly shocking, a covert operation, a hidden accomplice, or a deliberate cover-up designed to mask a far more sinister reality. Leading investigators and forensic experts have weighed in on the case. While they confirm that carbon monoxide poisoning was initially considered, the thorough testing of the home's heating systems, vents, and appliances yielded no evidence of such a leak. The gas company's investigation was equally conclusive. There were no malfunctions or dangerous buildups. This forensic certainty forces us to look elsewhere for answers. Medical experts point to the possibility that Gene, who had battled health issues in his later years, may have succumbed to a sudden heart attack or stroke. Yet, even if that were true, it does not fully explain why Betsy was found with scattered pills, or why the dog was locked in a closet, a place where one would not expect to find a pet unless someone was deliberately hiding it. The lack of any signs of forced entry, combined with the house's unusual state of neglect, has led some to theorize that the couple's isolation was not entirely voluntary. Instead, it may have been engineered by someone or some group with a vested interest in their silence. When you add the element of an unexplained FBI interest in the case, it creates a picture that is as tantalizing as it is disturbing. What makes this case perfect for going viral? It has every ingredient: a beloved Hollywood icon, a mystery that defies easy explanation, a series of inexplicable details that suggest everything from accidental death to deliberate foul play, and the tantalizing possibility that government agencies have uncovered secrets that could rewrite the narrative. This isn't just a story about an old couple's untimely death. It's a narrative packed with intrigue, shock, and the kind of unanswered questions that get people talking online for days on end. The mystery of Gene and Betsy Hackman's final days is more than a somber tragedy. It's a Hollywood thriller waiting to be unraveled. The open-ended questions, the chilling contradictions, and the potential for a hidden cover-up are elements that, when combined with the legacy of a man who once dominated the screen, create a scenario ripe for viral discussion. Social media platforms, true crime blogs, and conspiracy theory forums are already abuzz with speculations, and as new details emerge, this case might just be the next big headline in Hollywood's most mysterious unsolved cases. So, what do you think really happened in that secluded mansion? Was Gene Hackman's death simply the tragic result of a sudden medical emergency, a man overwhelmed by the loneliness of his final days? Or did the carefully staged scene hide a far darker, more deliberate plot? Could there have been an unseen hand manipulating every detail, from the open door and scattered pills to the locked-away dog? Your theories matter. Share your thoughts, debate the possibilities, and join the conversation as we sift through the clues, piece by piece, in our quest for the truth. Every new insight could be the missing link in this puzzle, and together, we might just uncover the shocking reality behind one of Hollywood's strangest mysteries. Stay tuned, because as the investigation continues, more evidence may come to light, The FBI's hints and the ongoing analysis of phone records and visitor logs might yet reveal a secret so startling that it could change everything we thought we knew about Gene and Betsy Hackman. In the meantime, the mystery deepens, and every unanswered question only fuels our determination to get to the bottom of this baffling case. In a world where appearances are deceiving and the truth is often hidden in shadows, the tragic end of Gene and Betsy Hackman serves as a grim reminder that even Hollywood legends can vanish without a trace. Their story, marked by isolation, mystery, and unanswered questions, continues to captivate and confound us. Was a series of unfortunate events, a cascade of medical emergencies, accidental overdoses, and tragic miscommunications? Or is there something far more deliberate at work, a secret conspiracy hidden within the silence of a seemingly perfect life? The evidence is as fragmented as it is compelling, and with every new detail, we edge closer to a truth that might just shock the world. Keep questioning, keep investigating, and most importantly, keep sharing your theories. Every comment, every shared video, and every new insight might be the key to finally unlocking the mystery of what really happened to Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy. This is not just another true crime story. It's a puzzle that challenges everything we think we know about fate, family, and the dark secrets that can hide behind even the most glittering facades. As we continue to explore every lead, every clue, and every possibility in one of Hollywood's most puzzling unsolved mysteries, one thing remains clear. The truth is waiting to be uncovered. Thank you for watching. This case is far from over, and more shocking revelations may emerge at any moment. Until then, keep your eyes open and your minds questioning, because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.